Hello, my dear friends. I'm glad to come your way again today. It's always a pleasure for me to stop by and brainstorm with you on the issues of life. Remember, we started a brand new series and we call it Gather for the Journey. It is not just to begin, but it is to end, right? So many people are beginners, so many people are starters, but very few go all the way through to finish. So we have less finishers, but we have many beginners. But why do many people start and only few go to the end of the race? The simple reason is because they did not gather enough for their journey, right? They did not prepare for the journey that was ahead of them. And so, as important as it is to know the vision, to understand where you're going to, the next thing will be to prepare well and well enough to ensure that when you rise and start, you are not stopping until you are finished, right? We take our thought from the story of the Good Samaritan. There were four characters in that story. First is the man that fell among the victims. Two, the people that victimized him. Three, you have the Levite. And four, you have the priest. Then the number five is the Good Samaritan himself. The person that could minister to the victim for sure was a Good Samaritan, not just because he was good, but because in addition to his goodness, he had all that was required to minister to that person. Number one, the priest and the Levite were walking on foot. They did not have a donkey. Even if they wanted to help that man, what would they transport him on? Right? Number two, they did not have a bag containing bandage, oil, and wine to be able to minister to that man. And there's no record that they had money to pay for his hospital bills. But remember, the priest was going somewhere, the Levite was going somewhere, and I don't want to say they did not prepare for their journey. The reason that made them not to be able to minister to that man is that they prepared for their journey, but they did not understand the full scope of their journey. They did not know that on their way they are going to meet a victim. And if we meet a victim, what do we do? So they did not prepare for a kind of journey that can be ministering to victims on the way. But the Good Samaritan, he had a bigger scope. He did not just prepare for himself. Remember, after taking the man to the hospital, he still continued his journey to where he was going to. So he had money that he could pay for the man's bills, and he also had money that he could continue his journey with. So he prepared not just for the net amount, he also prepared a surplus. So what I want to say is when you don't prepare for the journey, prepare well enough for the journey, somewhere in that journey, you will have difficulties and you will back out. So let me bring it back home. Why do so many people not go to the finish line? As per what they had in front of them as journey, they did not gather enough materials, enough strength, enough resources that could take them to the end. And if you are in that bracket, you run the risk of beginning and not finishing. So, my dear friends, it is to your interest to take this series very serious, to learn how to gather, and what should you even gather, and what quantity should you gather for the journey that is ahead of you. My dear friends, I wish you all the best. Bye bye.